Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to FishOfHex. My name is Travis. Well, today's video is not necessarily something that I like talking about or doing, so please forgive me if I don't sound so enthusiastic about this whole process. Now, as the title states, we're going to be removing some colonies and cutting up the 300-gallon reef, and I'm going to be doing it over the next day or two. I'm going to start it today, this afternoon, after I'm done shipping out coral, and then I will continue the process throughout the evening and tomorrow morning. Now, let's go ahead and break down this whole process, kind of why I'm doing it. I'm going to go through each colony and just talk about what's being removed, what's being cut, what's being trimmed, and the reason behind that so you guys understand what's going on. Now, the purpose of this video is not to only show you kind of what it looked like before, minus the giant football-sized colony already missing, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But I just want to show you guys kind of what it looks like as a last look of what it used to be, and hopefully it will turn into bigger and better things with the changes that I'm going to make. So yeah, let's go and move over to the left rock structure, and we'll start with what we're removing. So down here, you guys can see that I have two colonies, which are actually frog spawns, and I got these from Scott at Roscoe's Reef. And they're a rare frog spawn that no longer exist, other than a few colonies that I have, you know, that are here. And it's something that I told them I would hold on to, but as you can see, they are not happy. And that's because they're getting shaded out, there's not a lot of flow. Now the hammer's fine and the torch is fine, but those two frog spawns, nope, it's been probably 6 months, basically no growth. So I'm just going to remove those and put them into my grow out system. Now moving up top, all these corals up here will all get trimmed. I'm just going to sum it up as that instead of going through each one individually, but all of them need a haircut, a significant haircut, because they're just obviously killing each other. These first world problems, I guess, right? Now, moving over to the other side of the rock structure, you can see that there's a giant gap. Now, I did get it on video. I was coming in here removing that football or basketball size, almost basketball size colony of script stag, which was just getting annihilated by everything. Everything on this rock structure was hitting it, including the giant colony of Duncan or candy cane that's no longer there. Everything was just beating up this script stag, so I figured I'd go ahead and just remove it and let everything grow in and fill in the space. Now, during that process, I broke a huge chunk, well, this chunk off. You can see where it actually starting to heal up now. It broke off, fell on the bottom of the tank, and then landed, actually, I think it landed into this coral here, the plate coral. But anyways, I glued it back in place. Hopefully it will survive. It seems to be fine. It's starting to heal already, so I'm guessing that it's going to be all right. But yeah, so my thought is just to let everything kind of fill in that gap. But yeah, two big colonies already missing from this rock structure. But they need to happen. It needed to happen because the candy canes or whatever were killing the tort. They were wiping out the zoas, and it just was getting too big, and it was getting kind of loose too, and it's starting to fall out of the rock. So, yep, those two are gone. Now moving over a little bit here, my plan is to trim up all these corals just like on the other side, and you can see that the red planet is dead. It's now a somewhat green and STN planet. It's non-existent. I saved a little bit of it and put it in the grow out system, and I put a frag into my 40-gallon shallow reef, so that's about it. So that's why you're not seeing any red planet on the website, because it's all dead, which sucks. Shading and other corals, what are you going to do, right? Now my plan is to also remove a chunk of this. Don't know what it is. It came in as a random frag. It's finally starting to grow, and I'm going to cut off the top, put it in the grow out system, and have it. Now this one has been in there forever, and not getting a lot of light, obviously. I think it's about 250 par right there-ish. So it's not getting a lot of light, but it is growing a little bit. I'm going to let that go out a little bit longer before I frag a piece of it. So that's pretty much it when it comes to this rock structure. Not too much of a change that's already happened, but definitely going to trim everything up and take care of that. Now moving over to the next one, which is the big boy. Well, one of two, I suppose. Starting up top, about this much over of this WWC yellow tip is gone. It's going to be gone because it's shading out this, well, you can't even see it barely in the video, so much shade. This purple tort is starting the STN again, so I got to cut off a ton of that, not only on the front but on the back, where it's starting to, well, they're obviously touching each other here, but I'm going to trim both of these, the staghorn, the purple green, purple tip stag, and the WWC. Going to trim those out and hopefully make a little bit of room. I'd rather them grow upward because they're pretty close to the top of the tank already, but I'd rather them grow up than out for right now. Eventually I'm going to have to let them grow out, just because, just like this one, can only go so far. Let me see if I can show you guys before you start popping out of the top of the tank. So yeah. Yeah, those two corals are going to get trimmed up, and then there's this little green stag back here, which is getting mowed down by the rainbow millie, so I'm going to take off a little bit of that and put it in another part of the tank. And to my surprise, I just noticed this guy, which was one of the original corals that I put in the tank, and I removed the entire colony, which I thought, and there was just a little stub left. He's growing back, so that's cool. He's kind of taken over where that FishOfHex millie was. I did have a big chunk of the FishOfHex millie here, which STN'd out because of the shade and getting beat up, so that's already gone. You guys will see that in a later video. And yeah, so that's it for the top. Moving over, we have the red Monty. A bunch of that's got to get cut off. It's touching everything, so that's got to go. Moving down, the very front of the tank, can't clean the glass, so I'll maybe give you guys a view. See, it's very difficult to clean the glass. So a whole bunch of this fire digits going out. This well, I don't remember what it is. It's some kind of tort. A lot of that's coming out as well, so I can at least clean the glass. And I think that's it for this rock structure, I'm pretty sure. Moving over to the other big boy. Starting up top, unfortunately, FishOfHex millie, ixnay on the fucking gone. It's not surviving. You can see all the brown here. You probably can see in the video. It's all STN. It's dead. I've been trimming these staghorns around it, but they've just been kicking its ass. Plus, it's getting a lot of light. And as I mentioned in the live stream, I don't make changes for one coral. Every other coral on this rock structure is fine. So I'm not changing the lighting to make this guy happier. Probably if I dimmed it down a little bit, he'd probably be happy. But I don't want to sacrifice everything else on the rock structure. So I'm just going to nix him because I literally have staghorns growing through the side of him. Like they're growing through him. What a shitty way to go, right? So that guy's gone. I don't know what I'm going to put in this spot. Probably nothing because the Cali Tort's coming up. So he probably, remember that was a huge colony. Well, I wouldn't say huge. About the size of my hand. Remember we removed it because it was killing the FishOfHex millie, and then now the millie's gone and the Cali Tort's coming back. So it is what it is. Also going to be removing about this much of the green bird's nest just because it is growing up through and pissing off the stag. So he's got to go. Purple stylo. Going to get a haircut across the top. Also in the front. And then this hydrophora, the back is going to be trimmed up because it's touching. As you can see, it's killing some corals here. Where's the hell of my finger? There. So, and I also can barely clean the glass, so he's got to get a haircut in the front. Now, moving over to the kind of the middle bottom-ish, this purple Monty, yes, it's got to go, but I am building a Dremel tool adapter, which we'll probably try out when I do my next water change in probably a week or so. And I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to buzz his ass off. I'm just going to shave him down to nothing, and then we're going to refill this little section with more acros. We already have some of that $500 F-flow growing there, but I plan on basically just shaving him off with the Dremel tool and see how that works out. Also going to pull out a frag of this chip pavona and put it in the grow out system, so I have some of that. But I think that's it for this rock structure. Moving on to the last one. Nothing really significant here other than trimming up everything. Blue millipora, granulosa all needs to be trimmed up. I'm going to remove a chunk of this red montipora that's just sitting on top of the Duncan for whatever reason. You can see that the little war we have going on here, it's just, this guy's obviously winning. He's doing some serious damage. But yeah, so I'm going to remove some of this Monty, put it in the grow out system. Also remove this little frag of stag, or I think it's Larry Jackson actually, that's sitting there just getting mowed down by candy canes. Then of course some general trimming back here. That should be it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it when it comes to what I'm cutting from the tank. It's quite a bit. It doesn't seem like much, just kind of going through it really quickly. But each rock structure requires me to go in there with bone cutters or a Dremel and trim it up, remove it. It's got to be cut over there somewhere, and then either put in the grow out system or the grow out system on the other side, or this tank you see here, which is the healing tank, before I sell them. So what am I, like a minute left? I guess I'm gonna have to hurry this up. I might just kind of restart it. I'll have to check it out here. But anyway, so that's my plan. I'm gonna do it today, again today and a little bit tomorrow, just kind of trim it up, see what the tank looks like, and then make any changes that I need to. Now, what I'm doing right now is I just tested my alkalinity. I'm at 8.7, so that's good. I'm going to test it tomorrow after I start cutting, and test it every single day for the next 3 days, and then switch to every other day for the next 2 weeks. That way I can monitor the alkalinity. Of course, a lot of corals being cut and removed, so there's going to be a lot of uptake of alk. Just want to make sure I dial in the calcium reactor to keep up with that. And yeah, I guess before the video's over, I could show you real quick. I'm not gonna have enough time. Let me go ahead and just start the video over before I go off on something and totally fuck this up. And we're back. So yeah, right now we're looking at the grow out system. As you can see, I have 2 of those XR15s over it. I have 4 XR15s coming in from Radion or Ecotech, and we're going to be finishing off the lighting for this. So we'll have our lighting over here. It's a little dark. So we'll finish off all the lighting. I haven't decided if I'm going to lower the lights yet. We're going to see what kind of par we get with 3/1 low boy and then go from there. Now, I am happy to say that after 2 months of this system being up and running, and just for those of you who are new, this is attached to the 300 along with the other tanks that you saw. And I'm already making money on the grow out system. I'm trimming up the acres that are starting to do well, and pretty happy about it. Now, it's probably difficult to see, but I am, I'm trimming up some of these guys here and healing it, making some money. So I'm really happy that it's working out. And I got a whole bunch of these acro discs coming in because I have a lot of frags that I want to fill up these tanks with. So yeah, that's about it for the video. I guess we can go over the 40 gallon. You guys can see how dirty it is. I haven't cleaned the glass in a while. Yeah, needless to say, I suppose. But yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of the tank where I put these little racks that I get from Geo's Reef, and I cut when I do like the when you pick the what the hell is the custom frag packs where you pick your own corals. Jeez, brain fart. What? I cut them and I put them on these racks, and they heal in this tank for a couple weeks, and then I ship them out to you guys. So that's just kind of my process. Or I keep them over here, depending on how much room I have. They'll sit in there and they'll heal. Now, as you guys know, my power head took a shit. So I have 3 of those Nero 5s, I think they're called. Yeah, they're coming in. I'm gonna put 1 in the 40 and then 1 in each one of those grow out tanks. So yeah, we'll see how they go, and then I probably will replace this MP10. Yeah, I'll probably replace the MP10 with one of those as well. So anyways, that's about it for the video, guys. I'm not going to keep going. We're, what, 12 minutes in now, something like that. Yeah, so wish me luck, and I'll keep you guys updated. I am going to do a members video either later today or tomorrow, upload that, so you guys can look forward to that video. But either way, I will see you hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll see you the day after with this video. Okay, peace.